Welcome to another day with Pompey. My name is Pompey. This is Elizabeth. Say hi, Elizabeth.
Hi.
I hope you enjoyed last week's message or segment called The Latter Days. Today we talk about the effects of sin. The effect of sin. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and in 6 days He did everything and created man on the sixth day, and on the seventh day He rested. Genesis 2, 16 to 18 says this. It says, Adam, you can eat from any tree in the garden except for the tree that is in the middle of the garden. For the day you eat of that tree in the middle of the garden, that day you should die. But everything else, you can have, it's free range. This garden is yours. Till to the garden. That's all you have to do. Okay? The question is, why does God put the tree in the middle of the garden? God knows, He knows everything. He's first and last, beginning and end, Alpha, the Omega. So people ask, why did God put the tree in the garden, knowing that man was going to sin and fall on it? Many say that God tempts us. He tempted Adam to sin. But the Bible says that God cannot tempt man to do good or to do evil. So why does God do it? God says, I cannot be untrue to myself. He said, I had to tell you the truth. Because the garden that Adam was living in was the same garden that the devil, Lucifer himself, was walking through. How we know that? Read Ezekiel 28. And you walk through the garden of God. The garden of God. With golden sops and sapphire and turquoise diamonds upon ourselves. And our beauty was lifted up in thy heart. So that garden used to be safe. So God wanted to let Adam know, Adam, even though you are made in my image, you are made in my likeness, there is an enemy on the outside of this garden who wants you, and I have isolated him. That's why he's in the middle. So don't intertwine with him. Don't eat of his words. Don't listen to him. For the day that you do it, you will surely die. Now my belief is that Adam was the first one tempted by the devil, but Adam rejected him. For the Bible says that you bind up the strong man of the house, you take the whole house. So when he saw that he could not get Adam, he goes and he beguiles Eve, who then in verse 7 chapter 3 says, gets with her husband and they did eat. Now when Eve eats of the fruit, nothing happens. Something feels strange, but nothing happens. But when Adam eats of the fruit, he finds out he's butt naked. Cheeks is hanging out. So what does he do? He hides himself. The first thing happening to Adam is he realizes that he is naked. Okay? So he hides himself because he's shameful, covers himself up. He covers up what God called not to be covered up. Okay? So God comes from him, and the next thing he does is he lacks responsibility. So the very first sin that Adam commits is disobedience. He disobeys the Father. Isn't that right, Nelly?
Yeah.
He disobeys the Father. So when Adam took of that fruit, which is not an apple, it is a exotic fruit, when he ate of the fruit, one little bite, that one little bite cost a whole lot of mess. Think about it. It said big things come in small packages. And that one little bite from Adam, whoa, that package was big. Because when that happened, Cain killed Abel. When that happened, sin began to fill the world. Lust, diseases, greed, and hate, all kinds of things filled the world. Out of that one little bite, sin rushed in. Do you not know that when Adam was created, there is no other man created like Adam? That's why Christ is called the second Adam, for there should never be none like him. Do you not know that his body was precisely made to endure any type of weather and everything? When sin came into the world, we got rain. Adam didn't need rain. When sin came to the world, snow came and floods came and hurricanes came and tornadoes came and fall came. All kind of things began to the earth. See, we blame God for everything in the world. For giving kids cancer, for people dying, people being raped and murdered. We cannot blame God. We must blame sin. Sin is the reason. Sin, that one little bite that Adam took, that one little trip to the store, that one little turn, that one little talk, brought all this sin into the world, and now we are suffering the sin. So now we have cancer with little kids and leukemia. Is sin a bad thing, Alan?
Yes.
So why do we indulge in it? People are trying their hardest to get rid of racism, to get rid of murder and rapists and all kinds of homosexuality and people. We're trying to get rid of all these things. But as long as sin is present in the world, They will always be here. Now, I know you're talking, I know you're saying something. Oh, Christ came that sin might not bound no more. You are right. But even though I am a Christian, sin is still here. Even though I am in, as long as I am in this flesh body, I will continue to sin. Now, I might not sin heavy like the unbeliever, but I'm still going to sin in some form or fashion. That's why I fall short of God's glory and grace every single day. Okay? Christ has overpowered sin, meaning that he has overpowered sin, overpowered the grave, overpowered hell. But we need to look at sin. We're saying that, oh, God gave the homosexual AIDS and HIV because they're sinners. But that's why God gave, no, sin did that. That's why he said it. He said, Adam, the day that you eat of it, you're going to die. What does that mean? That everything you do after you bite that is going to cause you death. People have worked till they died. People have loved till they died. God that's not talking about physical death. Talking about spiritual death, emotional death, financial death. He was talking about family. He's talking about all kinds of death. And he said, Adam, don't eat of this fruit. Because the day you eat of Adam, you would die. Little kids suffering leukemia and rare diseases, that's not because of God. You atheist, how dare you blame my God, my Father, for such a crime? How dare you say he's unjust, he's unfair? Because a kid has cancer, I feel the sympathy, I feel that pain. Or if a child raises up being abused and raped and all kinds, I understand all of that. But we cannot blame God. We must blame sin. We must control it. We must understand that when Adam ate that fruit, it was all downhill from there. That's why, you know what's so funny? Adam was in the garden. Before Adam ate the fruit, Adam had lions and tigers and elephants. He had all the animals in there, Natalie. He's having fun with them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when he eats the fruit, now watch this. When he eats the fruit, Cain kills Abel. Do you not know that Adam could hang with the lions and tigers and not be eaten up? But you cannot go into a forest now with some wolves and have fun with wolves, because they're going to tear you up. You can't even get close to a lion or a tiger before they would kill you. Look how sin has transformed us. Sometimes I have phobias with animals. I don't like animals. I can't stand it. I hate a snake. I mean literally the real snake. I don't like animals. I have a phobia about animals touching on me because it's like, because I don't trust them. There people say, well, the animal's natural instinct is to kill. It wasn't originally. Not out until sin came in. It wasn't originally for his natural instinct just was to kill. It was never that. Because in the beginning, the animals ate the fruit in the garden. But when murder happened and sin happened, they had to become carnivore, cannabis, and eat meat and kill people and kill each other. Sin is so powerful that it transformed our world. We enslaved our people, demonized our women, abused our children, we took the honor from our men. Sin. You think this is all the game? You think that this is God's fault? That we're suffering turmoil, poverty, rape, murder, theft, high prison rates, prostitution, diseases and cancers, and all kinds of STDs. You think it's all God? No, it's not God. It's the fact that when Adam ate of the fruit, sin came in. Now watch this. Sin only has power when we give it power. Okay? When Christ came down and died for me and he resurrected me by the Spirit, he said, Paul, don't indulge in sin. Okay? He says, don't give it its power over you. Because as long as you indulge in sin, you will be sinful when you would die. But when you don't give sin its power, it has no power or control over you. But as long as you give it the power, when we give sin power, anger and lust and hatred, that's sin, envy, gluttony, it's all sin, jealousy, envy, it's all sin. When we give it the power, when we indulge and eat of it, it brings us trouble and pain. There's a trouble and pain because of sin. That's why God said this. That's why John said this. And I saw the heavens disappear like a scroll. And I saw the earth was burnt down. And I saw the sun gone. And out of heaven came a new heaven and a new earth. Out of it came. Because God said, I can no longer have y'all on this planet. I must create something new for you. A new heaven and new earth. Because sin is still, he said the blood of Abel is still crying out to him. So he has to do away with this old stuff. So understanding how powerful sin is. But understanding this, that Christ gave us power over sin, power over death, power over the devil. So next time you're faced with something and you're trying to look at TV, trying to understand why there is war in Saudi Arabia, war in Jordan, why ISIS is running wild, why Putin is crazy over there in Russia, why people are planning to fall down out of the sky, murder rate is high, the rate, the abortion rate, all kind of things are out of crazy. Understand that sin is present. We can't eradicate it out of the world. Because if we eradicate sin, watch this, you will destroy everything. I'll blow your mind? Okay. Let me back it up? Okay, watch this. The Bible says that the man of the garden fell asleep, and the evil man came in and he planted weeds around the wheat. So next thing he realized that the weeds were growing with the wheat. So the servant says to the master, should we pull up the weeds and say the weeds? He said, no. He says, well, if you pull the weeds up, you will destroy the weeds. So let them grow together. So when the time of harvest comes, you can uproot them and you can separate them and you can throw the weeds into the fire. Christ has did his job, and we must do our job. And that is not give sin its power. Don't give it its power. It has destroyed us too much, brought us down too far. We can no longer have it. Sin, that small little bite, caused all this turmoil and pain that we're going through. Tell them, say, sin no more.
Sin no more.
Don't give it its power. Because sin in the house, it's like yeast and bread. It spreads. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me a comment. We'll see you next week. See you, well.